Ter Stegen to United? Why this January transfer rumor makes no sense. Welcome to United News, the place where Manchester United fans come for honest, no-nonsense analysis of everything happening at our great club. We know you are tired of clickbait headlines and transfer rumors that go nowhere. We know you want the truth even when it is not what you want to hear. That is exactly what we deliver here, every single day. Today, we need to talk about a transfer rumor that is doing the rounds. Manchester United linked with Barcelona goalkeeper Marc-Andre Ter Stegen in January. Sounds exciting, right? A world-class goalkeeper coming to Old Trafford could solve so many problems. But before you get your hopes up, before you start imagining Ter Stegen in a United shirt, we need to have a serious conversation about why this deal makes absolutely no sense whatsoever. The rumor that started it all. Let me lay out the facts as they have been reported. According to Spanish outlet Sport, as picked up by Sport Witness, Manchester United have contacted Barcelona about a possible move for Marc-Andre Ter Stegen during the January transfer window. The story claims that United could be looking at a loan deal with an option to buy next summer. The logic goes like this. Ter Stegen needs playing time to make Germany's World Cup squad in June. Barcelona might be willing to let him go if he asks for the move. United need an experienced goalkeeper. It all sounds perfect, right? Well, not quite. In fact, not even close. Before we dive into why this deal is extremely unlikely to happen, let me give you the full context of United's goalkeeper situation and why these rumors have even started in the first place. Where United's goalkeeper mess began. To understand why United are being linked with goalkeepers at all, we need to go back to the summer transfer window and the decisions that were made. Manchester United went into the summer knowing they had a goalkeeper problem. Andre Onana had a mixed first season at the club. He made some excellent saves but also some costly mistakes. There were question marks about whether he was good enough to be United's long-term number one. Instead of backing Onana and giving him another season to settle, United made a bizarre decision. They loaned him out to Trabzonspor for the entire season. This left them needing to bring in a replacement. United were linked with several experienced goalkeepers during the summer. Emiliano Martinez of Aston Villa was a major target. Martinez is a proven Premier League goalkeeper, a World Cup winner with Argentina, and someone who could have instantly improved United's defense. But according to the Mirror, United walked away from the Martinez deal because of two reasons. First, his wages were too high at around £200,000 per week. Second, Aston Villa wanted a huge transfer fee for their star goalkeeper. So instead of signing a proven, experienced goalkeeper, United went cheap. On deadline day, they signed Sen Lammens from Royal Antwerp, a 23-year-old Belgian goalkeeper who had never played in the Premier League before. This decision was a gamble, a big gamble, and it is a gamble that is now leading to all these goalkeeper rumors. Why United are still being linked with goalkeepers. Here is the reality of Manchester United's goalkeeper situation right now. They have Sen Lammens as their first choice. Behind him, they have Altay Bayındır, who has proven he is not good enough at this level. That is it. That is the depth. Two goalkeepers, one unproven and one not good enough. Is it any wonder that transfer rumors keep swirling? Is it surprising that United are being linked with every available goalkeeper on the planet? The club knows they took a risk with their summer decisions. They know that if Lammens gets injured or struggles, they are in serious trouble. They know they might need to revisit the goalkeeper position sooner rather than later. This is why the Ter Stegen rumor has gained traction. United need goalkeepers. Ter Stegen is a world-class goalkeeper who might be available. Sounds like a perfect match. Except it is not. Not even close. Lammens had a great debut. Before we completely write off United's current goalkeeper situation, let me give Sen Lammens the credit he deserves for his debut performance against Sunderland. The young Belgian was excellent. He kept a clean sheet, United's first of the season. He made the saves he needed to make. He commanded his area. He showed that powerful long kick that could become a real weapon for United. Most importantly, he looked calm and confident. There was no nervousness, no panic. He handled the pressure of making his Premier League debut at Old Trafford like a veteran. United fans were singing his name by the end of the match. Every save was cheered like a goal. The relief at finally having a competent goalkeeper was obvious throughout the stadium. So why, just days after this impressive debut, are we already talking about United signing another goalkeeper? The answer is simple. One good performance against championship opposition does not prove anything. Lamine still needs to show he can maintain this level against top Premier League attackers. He needs to prove he can handle the physical and mental demands of being Manchester United's goalkeeper over a full season. Until he does that, United will continue to be linked with other goalkeepers. That is just the reality of the situation they have created. Who is Marc-Andre Ter Stegen? For those who might not be completely familiar with Marc-Andre Ter Stegen, let me give you some background on why he is considered one of the best goalkeepers in world football. Ter Stegen is a 33-year-old German international who has been Barcelona's first-choice goalkeeper since 2014. He has won everything at club level: La Liga titles, Copa del Rey trophies, the Champions League. He is a complete modern goalkeeper. What makes Ter Stegen special is his all-around ability. He is not just a shot stopper. He is excellent with his feet, crucial for teams who want to play out from the back. He has great positioning and reads the game brilliantly. He is commanding in his area. He is a leader. Frenkie de Jong, his Barcelona teammate, has described him as world-class. And he is right. At his best, Ter Stegen is among the elite goalkeepers in world football. The problem is that Ter Stegen is not at his best right now. He is currently recovering from a back injury sustained over the summer. According to reports, he is due to return in November, but that is still weeks away. And here is a harsh truth about goalkeepers recovering from back injuries. They are rarely the same immediately. Back problems can affect your mobility, your ability to dive, your confidence. It often takes time to get back to your best level after this type of injury. So while Ter Stegen is a world-class goalkeeper on paper, the reality right now is that he is a 33-year-old recovering from a significant injury. That is a very different proposition. The World Cup angle. The rumor suggests that Ter Stegen might be open to a move because he needs playing time to make Germany's World Cup squad in June 2026. This part actually makes some sense. Germany have several quality goalkeepers competing for spots. If Ter Stegen is sitting on Barcelona's bench not playing, his World Cup chances diminish significantly. He would need regular first-team football to have any chance of being selected. So yes, Ter Stegen might be motivated to move if it meant guaranteed playing time. And yes, Barcelona might be willing to let him go on loan if he pushes for it and it solves a problem for them. But here is the issue. Why would Ter Stegen choose Manchester United? Think about it from his perspective. He is a Barcelona legend who has spent over a decade at one of the biggest clubs in world football. If he is going to leave, even temporarily, he would want certain guarantees. He would want to join a team competing for major trophies. He would want to play in the Champions League. He would want the best possible platform to showcase his abilities ahead of the World Cup. Does Manchester United offer that right now? A team that won just 2 of their first 6 league matches? A team not even in the Champions League? A team in the middle of a crisis? No disrespect to United's history and stature, but right now, the club is not in a position to attract elite players looking for a career boost ahead of a World Cup. There are better options available for a player of Ter Stegen's caliber. The financial reality. Now let me talk about the biggest obstacle to this deal happening. Money. Marc-Andre Ter Stegen currently earns £276,000 per week at Barcelona. That is a massive salary even by Premier League standards. That is more than most United players earn. Remember, United walked away from signing Emiliano Martinez partly because they did not want to pay him £200,000 per week. They felt that was too expensive. So how exactly are they going to justify paying Ter Stegen £276,000 per week? How does that make any financial sense? Even if Barcelona agreed to subsidize some of his wages as part of a loan deal, United would still be paying a huge amount for a 33-year-old goalkeeper recovering from injury. This is before we even consider the option to buy clause that would supposedly be included in any loan deal. What would that cost? Another 30 or 40 million pounds. For a goalkeeper who will be 34 by the time the option becomes active. The numbers just do not add up. United have been trying to be smarter with their spending. They walked away from expensive deals for Martinez and others. They chose to gamble on Lammens precisely because he was cheaper. Now we are supposed to believe they will suddenly splash out huge wages for Ter Stegen? It does not make sense. What United actually need. Let me step back and talk about what Manchester United actually need in the goalkeeper position. If Lammens continues to perform well, United do not need anyone. They can stick with him for the rest of the season and reassess in the summer. This is the ideal scenario. If Lammens struggles or gets injured, United need a reliable backup option. Someone who can step in and do a solid job without being spectacular. Someone who does not cost a fortune. Someone who accepts they might be a short-term solution. What United do not need is a 33-year-old world-class goalkeeper on massive wages who is recovering from a back injury. That is not solving a problem. That is creating new ones. If Ter Stegen comes in on huge wages and struggles to find form after his injury, United are stuck with an expensive player who is not performing. If he comes in and plays brilliantly, then what happens to Lammens' development? You have just crushed the confidence of a young goalkeeper who was doing well. Neither scenario makes sense for Manchester United right now. The timing makes no sense. Let me also point out that the timing of this supposed move makes no sense whatsoever. Lammens just made his debut 4 days ago. He kept a clean sheet. He played well. The fans loved him. He has earned the right to keep playing and show what he can do. Why would United immediately start looking for his replacement? Why would they undermine him before he has even had a chance to establish himself? If United are serious about giving Lammens a proper opportunity, they need to back him. That means not bringing in competition immediately. That means showing faith in the decision they made to sign him. Signing Ter Stegen in January would send a terrible message to Lammens. It would say, "We do not really trust you. We are already looking for alternatives." That kind of message can destroy a young player's confidence. And confidence is everything for a goalkeeper. If you do not feel backed by your club, if you know there is a world-class replacement waiting in the wings, you start second-guessing yourself. You become nervous. You make mistakes. United need to let Lammens breathe. They need to give him time to settle, to make mistakes if necessary, to develop. Bringing in Ter Stegen after one match would be ridiculous man management. Why this rumor exists. So if this deal makes no sense, why is the rumor even being reported? The answer is simple. Transfer rumors sell clicks. Stories linking big clubs with big names generate traffic. And right now, United are vulnerable to these stories because everyone knows their goalkeeper situation is uncertain. Spanish media, in particular, love to generate transfer rumors involving Barcelona players. Ter Stegen is currently injured and there have been questions about his long-term future at the club. So linking him with United, who need goalkeepers, is an easy story to write. But just because a story is written does not mean it is based on anything real. Just because Sport claims United have made contact does not mean negotiations are happening or that a deal is remotely likely. Most transfer rumors are nonsense. They are based on agents trying to improve contracts, journalists filling column inches, or simple speculation that has no basis in reality. This Ter Stegen to United rumor falls into that category. It sounds interesting on paper. It makes sense if you do not think about it too deeply. But when you actually examine the details, the finances, the timing, and the logic, it completely falls apart. What United should actually do. Let me tell you what Manchester United should actually do about their goalkeeper situation. First, back Lammens. Give him a run of games. Let him develop. Show faith in the decision you made to sign him. Do not undermine him by immediately looking for replacements. Second, keep an eye on the market but do not panic. If a great opportunity comes up, someone becomes available at a good price, then maybe you consider it. But do not force a move just because you are nervous. Third, focus on other positions that need strengthening. United have bigger problems than goalkeeper right now. The defense needs reinforcement. The midfield needs quality. The attack needs goals. Spending money and wages on a goalkeeper should not be the priority. Fourth, wait until summer to make any major goalkeeper decisions. By then, you will know if Lammens is good enough. You will have a full season of data to assess him. You can make an informed decision rather than a panic move in January. This is the sensible, logical approach. But when has Manchester United done the sensible, logical thing in the transfer market recently? The pattern of panic buying. Here is what worries me about this rumor. Even though I think it is unlikely to happen, it fits a pattern that Manchester United have followed too often in recent years. United make a questionable decision. It does not work out. They panic. They throw money at the problem by signing whoever is available, regardless of whether it makes long-term sense. We have seen this pattern over and over. Panic buys in January to fix issues that should have been addressed properly in summer. Short-term solutions that become long-term problems. Players signed on huge wages who do not fit the squad and are impossible to shift later. The Ter Stegen rumor has all the hallmarks of a potential panic buy. United worried about their goalkeeper situation. An experienced name becomes available. They throw money at him without thinking about whether it actually makes sense. I hope the club has learned from past mistakes. I hope they will be more disciplined in their approach to the January window. But United's track record does not fill me with confidence. What Barcelona's perspective would be. Let me also consider this from Barcelona's perspective, because their situation matters too. Barcelona are in financial trouble. Everyone knows this. They need to reduce their wage bill. They have been trying to move on expensive older players to create space for younger, cheaper ones. From that perspective, loaning out Ter Stegen might make sense for them. It would save them paying most of his huge wages for 6 months. It would free up space in their squad. But would Barcelona really want to loan him to a club like Manchester United, who might then have an option to buy him permanently? Ter Stegen is still a quality goalkeeper when fit. He is a club legend. Would Barcelona really want to lose him permanently to a club in another major league? Maybe if Ter Stegen pushed for the move and Barcelona had no choice. Maybe if they were desperate to reduce wages. But even then, there would be better options for everyone involved. A loan to a German club, for instance, would make more sense for Ter Stegen if he wants to impress the Germany national team coaches. A move within Spain might appeal if he wants to stay in familiar surroundings while recovering from injury. The Manchester United link just seems forced and unlikely from every angle. The media game. Let me also talk about how the media operates with these transfer rumors because it is important to understand. When a story comes from Spanish media linking a Barcelona player to an English club, you need to be very skeptical. Often these stories are planted by agents or the Spanish club itself to create interest and potentially drive up value or solve a problem. Barcelona might want to create the impression that Ter Stegen has options. This could be useful in negotiations with him about his future role at the club. It could put pressure on the player to accept a reduced role or modified contract. Or Ter Stegen's agent might be feeding these stories to the media to remind Barcelona of his value. To say, look, big clubs want him, you should be playing him more or treating him better. These media games happen all the time in football. Stories get planted. Rumors get spread. And then other outlets pick them up and repeat them as if they are real. By the time the story reaches English media, it has gone through multiple layers of interpretation and exaggeration. What might have started as a casual inquiry or a brief conversation becomes United in talks for Ter Stegen. This is how transfer rumors work. This is why you should not believe everything you read. The reality check United fans need. Let me give Manchester United fans a reality check about the January transfer window. United are not going to sign a world-class goalkeeper in January. They are not going to bring in a marquee player who transforms the team overnight. They are not going to solve all their problems with 1 or 2 signings. January windows are notoriously difficult. Players are cup-tied. Clubs do not want to sell their best players mid-season. Values are inflated. Desperate clubs pay over the odds for players who were not good enough to attract serious interest in summer. Smart clubs barely do anything in January. They only move if there is a genuine emergency or an unexpected opportunity. They do not make major signings just because fans are nervous. United need to follow this approach. Resist the temptation to panic buy. Back the players you have. Wait until summer to make significant moves. The Ter Stegen rumor is exactly the kind of panic move United should avoid. Expensive. Short-term thinking. solves no real problem, creates new ones. If United fall for this kind of move, they have learned nothing from their past mistakes. What would actually help United? You know what would actually help Manchester United more than signing Ter Stegen in January? Ruben Amorim figuring out his tactics and getting consistent performances from the players he already has. Bruno Fernandes being played in his proper position. The defense developing understanding and organization. The attack creating and scoring more goals. These are the real issues at United right now. These are what determine whether the season is successful or not. A new goalkeeper, even a world-class one, does not fix tactical problems, does not fix poor player management, does not fix a lack of cohesion and understanding. Lamens has shown he can do a solid job in goal. That is good enough for now. United's problems lie elsewhere. Focus on fixing those problems rather than spending money you do not need to spend on a position that is not your biggest concern. Final verdict on this rumor. So what is my final verdict on the Marc-Andre Ter Stegen to Manchester United rumor? It is nonsense. It is extremely unlikely to happen. It makes no financial sense. It makes no sporting sense. It makes no logical sense from anyone's perspective. Could United inquire about Ter Stegen? Maybe. Clubs inquire about lots of players. That does not mean deals are close or even being seriously considered. Will United actually sign Ter Stegen in January? I would bet everything I own that they will not. The obstacles are too big. The logic is too flawed. The timing is too wrong. This is a rumor that will generate clicks and discussion for a few days and then fade away when nothing happens. By January, we will have moved on to the next set of unrealistic transfer rumors. Manchester United fans should not waste their energy hoping for or worrying about this transfer. It is not happening. Focus instead on supporting Sen Lamens and hoping he continues to develop into a reliable goalkeeper for the club. What actually happens next? Let me tell you what I think will actually happen with Manchester United's goalkeeper situation. Lamens will continue as first choice for the foreseeable future. He will have good games and probably some difficult ones too. That is normal for a young goalkeeper finding his feet in the Premier League. United will monitor his progress carefully. If he maintains the level he showed against Sunderland, he will keep his place all season. The club will reassess in summer whether he is the long-term answer. If he struggles badly or gets injured, United might look at bringing in a veteran on a short-term deal. Someone cheap, experienced, who can steady the ship without being a long-term commitment. But this would be an emergency move, not a planned transfer. As for Ter Stegen, he will recover from his injury and likely return to the Barcelona team. His long-term future at the club will be decided in summer, not January. If he does leave Barcelona, it will probably be for a club competing in the Champions League, not one rebuilding like United. This is the realistic version of events. No drama, no marquee signing, just United making do with what they have and hoping it works out. A message to United fans. To Manchester United fans reading this, my message is simple. Do not get caught up in transfer rumors that make no sense. The Ter Stegen story sounds exciting on the surface. A world-class goalkeeper coming to Old Trafford. But when you scratch beneath the surface, there is nothing there. Focus your energy on supporting the team you have. Get behind Sen Lamens. Back Ruben Amorim to get his tactics right. Hope that players like Bruno Fernandes start playing to their potential. Real improvement at Manchester United will come from better coaching, better player management, and better performances from the existing squad. Not from panic signings in January that make no strategic sense. Be smarter than the clickbait headlines. Think critically about transfer rumors. Ask yourself whether they actually make sense before getting excited or worried. And remember, most transfer rumors are exactly that, rumors. They are not based on real negotiations or serious interest. They are stories designed to generate discussion and traffic. The Ter Stegen to United rumor falls firmly in that category. Stay grounded with Unite United News. Thank you for reading this analysis here at Unite United News. We know it is not always easy to hear that exciting transfer rumors are probably nonsense. We know you want to believe that help is coming in January. But our job is to tell you the truth, not what you want to hear. Our job is to cut through the noise and give you realistic, honest analysis of what is actually happening at Manchester United. The Ter Stegen rumor is noise. It is distraction. It is not something worth spending your time worrying about or hoping for. What matters is what happens on the pitch over the coming weeks. Whether Lamens can maintain his good form. Whether Amorim can fix his tactical problems. Whether United can start winning matches consistently. That is what will determine this season, not fantasy transfers that will never happen. Keep coming back to United News for honest, realistic analysis of everything Manchester United. We will always shoot straight with you, even when the truth is not what you want to hear. Stay grounded, stay realistic, and keep supporting Manchester United through the ups and downs. That is what real fans do. Glory, glory, Man United.